Okay, it's going on YouTube, it tells me. So I'm going to call the meeting of the Karnes and Wilson Juvenile Probation Boards to order. Everyone's here, so we have a quorum. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes from the previous meeting?
Yes, I have.
Okay, it's going on YouTube, it tells me.
I have. I don't have them with me at this time, but
okay, I'm sorry, I got distracted. I thought I had shut off my Internet Explorer feed, but it was still going and it started feeding the YouTube back to me. I don't know about y'all, but in my head, I sound like the guy from NFL Films whenever I speak, and then I hear this high-pitched squeak on the internet. I'm like, what the hell? All right. Are there any proposed changes to the minutes?
I don't see any on my end, and I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Any discussion?
I'll second it.
Seconded? All right. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Or Judge Ellison, did you vote?
Yes, I said aye. You may not have heard me.
All right. It's unanimous. Okay, let me get back over here. All right, discuss, approve, disapprove salary supplement for the Karnes County Auditor and Assistant. And have we heard back from the county attorneys?
I'm looking. I thought that we did get something back
I
from.
remember we heard something back, but
I remember seeing something that was a calculation of whether or not whatever they were getting as a supplement was within the legal total amount that could be paid to the auditor, and I wasn't worried about that. What I want to know is whether or not they can be paid through the back door for something like this, and or whether or not it has to be made part of a salary order promulgated by Judge Wilson and I setting a salary. I don't think either county attorney.
Okay. Here's the problem there is if it's the Wilson County would have to supplement separately to Karnes County for that, because if you're paying the Karnes County auditor, it will come out of their budget and not out of the Karnes Wilson juvenile probation budget.
I'm not disagreeing that it's a problem. That's why I want legal guidance on it.
right.
I agree. I agree with you, Judge Jackson. This is not something that's handled well. It is a problem, and I just want to make sure it's straightened out. And I certainly, if any effort that the Karnes County Auditor and the staff for that office is putting out in this regard benefits both Wilson and Karnes County. Obviously, if Judge Wilson and I have to include it in part of a salary order, I guess y'all could have an interlocal agreement or something where y'all patched over a couple of $1,000 to the Karnes County, whatever. But I mean, I want to emphasize that if this is something that is extra work for the auditor and the staff, and it is justified relative to what all the other auditors in the state of Texas to do, but more particularly to what our other auditors do, then I mean, I want to pay them. I just want to make sure that it's not something that somebody looks at and goes, hey, like I did, like, what the heck is this? That's all. Just transparency. And
Right.
I just want to make it on the up and up. Judge Wilson, I think you mentioned something about as a member of the juvenile board or chairman of the juvenile board requesting
Yes, I'm looking on the 16th of November. I received an email back from Jennifer Dillingham that said she was going to coordinate with Tom Caldwell to get us an answer. So,
And I have talked with Tom, and at the time I talked with him, he had not coordinated. Jennifer, I think, had was going to submit him something and he hadn't got it. So I don't know. Wade may know more about this than I do.
Well, I don't know that either one of them followed up with each other.
And I think you're right.
The email that Judge Wilson is referring to is based on all that Jennifer is saying is that the auditor cannot be paid more than the highest paid elected official.
And that's what I saw. And then that's why when I responded to her, I responded to that and said, I think the issue is whether or not, if you want to call it a supplement, whether or not that a supplement has to be part of an order in the salary setting with regard to the salary setting of the auditor and the staff. And then I never heard anything back from there. But look, I use my phone for 98% of my my email checking, and I don't know, y'all may be able to do it great. I lose stuff. I lost something that Judge Wilson sent out apparently a month ago, and it's very important to what we're doing in January, and had to ask him to resend it to me 15 minutes ago. So I don't know. I just.
All right, I just sent them an email. I hit reply on I think the email from Tom Caldwell, and asked where we stand on that.
I thought Judge Wilson and look, I thought you had mentioned something about possibly you being in a position of authority or being authorized to ask the AG's office for an opinion directly.
Maybe, but to do that, I mean, they won't just go do research for you. You've got to do all the research and write up.
I'm not volunteering you to do anything. What
yeah, I volunteered
when I was DA. The way they approached that is they wanted my brief, and I said, "Here's my brief. I can't find nothing on it. Y'all tell me what I need to know." And it would perturb them, but I'd say there's nothing for me to brief because there ain't no law on it. It's a brand new question. I mean, and I'm sure they didn't like that, but I got responses a couple of times, regardless of what I presented them or not. But I'm certainly not advocating that you do a lot of extra work, Judge Wilson. I don't know. If y'all are comfortable with it, I'm not comfortable with it, so I won't vote to allow the supplements to be paid until I'm comfortable with it. And
we need to hear back.
I'm like Judge Wilson, that we need to hear back.
So that's my position, and I guess I agree. We need to hear from them, and if we're not going to hear from them, I mean, it's not like they don't have plenty to do, but I'm just not comfortable with it the way that it is, and so you got me. Maybe we need to table this, or
yes, I agree, Judge Wilson. Judge Ellison. Let's table it until we hear a definite answer back from either one of our county attorneys, Ms. Dillingham or Mr. Caldwell, with evidence that they can, basically we're covering our ass by having the backing of a court ruling or an opinion presented to us.
Yes. Or the other way. I mean, if Judge Wilson's comfortable with it, I mean, I don't want to.
No, I had not thought about that until you brought it up.
We just wrapped up setting all the auditors and staff salaries, and I don't want to put my staff going through all the advertising again and all that stuff, and reminding us to have another hearing this closely after that. But I mean, Judge Jackson, I mean, I'm assuming that if it's justified, you don't have a problem with Wilson County chipping in a little bit on that.
No, we'll work that out if it's justified. We'll how we'll get the money or our share to Karnes County, or if it can be taken out of the Karnes Wilson juvenile probation budget.
Well, and
I don't know. Is it in there, Neva?
Hello?
I don't think Neva's muted.
You ought to be getting a symbol and says, asking you to unmute.
Sorry, it was not unmuting. I kept pushing the button. It's been paid out of my budget this entire time.
Okay, so if we okay it, then or if it gets to where we can or whatever, if we can use it out of the budget. If not, then there will be a little spare in the budget.
Okay. For right now, I guess I think we'll probably have another meeting before long. We can table this, and the first thing I sent out was just the chief job description, just in case we need to look at that. Although I see chief is misspelled. I guess actually I'm gonna go back to the agenda and see what else we have here. All right, discuss status on hiring new JP, Chief Juvenile Probation Office. Sure. Judge Ellison, I assume that you and I received, I don't know if anybody else received from the coordinator's office, the resumes and applications. Is that correct? That nobody else got them except Lynn and I?
Several of them from a long ways away.
Yes.
There is some serious broad-based interest in this position.
Yes, and it wasn't until I was going through all these about lunchtime that I realized that Judge Hedke and Judge Jackson didn't have them. I'd be glad to send you everything. I did just make and send out just now a Excel spreadsheet that sort of encapsulates who we received resumes to and what they said, just in very broad terms. If y'all are y'all able to open up that document that says 2020 12-2 chief search?
Did you email it or did you put it in one of these boxes?
I put it in chat. If you go down to chat at the bottom with your mouse or cursor.
I'm in chat, but it's
Okay, I can email it.
yeah, it's because I'm on my phone as well, and I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't think it works on the phone. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that.
Okay, where is chat on here?
Are you on your phone or your computer?
No, I'm on my laptop.
I think
Down at the very bottom of the Zoom window.
I think you have to go to more.
Lynn, were you able to pull that up, or do you need to email it?
No, I pulled it up and I saved it to my documents, but I think what I'm pulling up is, hold on a second here. All right. I got to remember how I got to remember the file name. Hold on. Just a second. Let me look at it. 2020 11. No, I didn't open that up. Which one is it, Russell? I got three of them. I got job description. I got search book, and then I got me. Search book. Okay, I'll do that one right now. I did the job description first. There we are.
Where's this at?
I'm sorry?
I'm at our Zoom meeting. Where do we go? Where is?
I believe chat should be at the very bottom. You may have to click on more, but
Vicki, if you'll look between participants and share screen, there's a little funny looking, like you're reading a funny paper, a cartoon that says chat. There's a little bubble or cloud. You see it?
That was not.
there should be a little red 3 there because you've received 3 email chats or 3 chats from me. And sometimes it just doesn't work. There's no rhyme or reason. I sent the email.
Okay, here we go. Chief search.
Yes.
Well, I clicked on it and
It'll download and then you can open it.
okay.
And you should be able to click on it. You ought to get a little green check mark on it. That means that it's ready for you to open it.
What's it gonna come up in?
As a PDF.
Okay.
Okay.
Russell, did you email it to me?
I did just about a minute ago.
Okay, let's just wait.
I see I should have put lines around this because it's a little hard to see what I'm doing, what's going on.
Don't wait on me for discussion. I'm just waiting for it to come through on email. I'll catch up.
Right.
Ms. Schmidt, are you looking at the spreadsheet that Judge Wilson has up?
No, sir, I didn't know if y'all would want me to do that. I
Oh,
can.
yes, please.
Oh, no, I do, because I got some questions about some of this, and you're the most readily handy, accurate provider of information.
And I'm about to repost it with boxes around the Excel spreadsheet cells so that you can tell what goes with what. I see that it's a little.
Do you see that document, Ms. Schmidt?
I'm working on it, Judge.
Okay, well, take your time, because I brought it up 2 different ways, and I couldn't tell you. I brought it up either way. I thought I was bringing it up the first way I did, and now it's on my screen a different way, so I don't know what's going on.
Soon.
Well,
And I'm just emailing it, and I posted an updated one. If you want a little better easier to read, it has the lines around each cell. So
Email it to all of us, or?
yes.
What did you just email to us, Judge Wilson?
I updated this after I went and looked at it as a PDF. This is an Excel spreadsheet, but when I put it in a PDF, it didn't print the lines around the cells. So
Yeah, I know that.
to
Okay.
do that. That way it's easier to see what comment goes with which person.
A little bit, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
okay, I got that.
All right.
Okay, Judge, I can see it on my other computer.
Yes, this is a lot easier to read. Okay, now we can tell what goes with what.
Are you viewing Judge Wilson's latest creation, Ms. Schmidt?
Yes, sir. I can see it on my other computer. It doesn't have a camera on it, so I can see it. I've got it pulled up.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, Judge Wilson noted something that said prior certification and current certification, okay? Are those relevant to being qualified to even be interviewed? Is that information?
A prior certification would be somebody who was in the field in the past and held a certification
As a what?
as a probation officer. As
Just
as a certified probation officer, yes.
Okay, not certified chief juvenile probation.
No, I don't have a special certification. It's just juvenile
Okay.
probation
And
officer.
when it says prior certification, they're talking about prior juvenile probation officer certification.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Is
Okay,
or do
according
you
to
have
this,
to
we
do-
have one that is currently certified and 2 question marks,
Oh,
3
So-
question marks.
Do you have to be certified to be able to chief juvenile probation officer?
Yes.
Hmm.
Now I think the board could if you found a candidate that you really liked and they met the human resource credentials to be certified, that they could do that. I can verify that. I can double check with the state on that. I couldn't find anywhere where it said how many years of service you had to have to be a certified chief. Your ad said 5.
You were asking for, yes. Judge Hetzke, did you get that in your email?
I've still not got it. Did you, Judge Wilson, did you just reply to all from a previous email chain, or did you send it out brand new?
I sent it out brand new.
Yeah, it's just hadn't shown up yet.
I sent it to all of y'all. Let's see what it went to. It went to wade.hetke@co.karnes.tx.us.
Yes, sir, that's it. We may just be slow on this end.
Judge Jackson, you said you were able to pull it up?
I've got it. I've looked at it.
And let me, I guess, start off asking Ms. Schmidt on Susanna, and how does she pronounce that? Kiolba?
Koliba.
Koliba.
Yeah, it's Koliba.
Well, no wonder it didn't look correct. Okay, I'll fix that. Is she a juvenile probation officer? Is she an administrator? Is she both?
She does hold her JPO certification.
Okay.
She does not act as a juvenile probation officer. She is our grants manager.
Okay, so the NA should be checkmarked.
Yeah,
Yes.
she does
The current
rotate.
certification should not be a question mark. It should be a check.
Right.
Yeah, she does rotate call. She just doesn't. She doesn't have a caseload she supervises, but she rotates call with the probation officers.
Okay, so I will put a check mark in there.
And Ms. Padron is also currently a certified probation officer?
Yes, sir. She's housed in the Karnes office.
And what are her responsibilities?
She's the office manager and she has a caseload.
So you do have other juvenile probation officers besides yourself, right? That
Correct. Yes, sir.
There's
There's two,
right?
yeah, there's 2 in Wilson County. Melissa's the only one with a caseload in Karnes. And then Susanna is certified. She just doesn't hold a caseload.
Okay, so who are the 2 in Wilson County?
Brandy Cossab and Samuel Lozano.
Okay, well, I know Ms. Cossett. I don't know if I met Mr. Lozano. I don't recall.
He's only been with us a short time. He hasn't been with us very long, maybe 5 years.
All right. So let me explain. Let me make sure I understand something. Someone could be credentialed in such a way that they would meet the, the requirements that the state has for helping pay the salary, some of the salary of the chief juvenile probation officer, even though they've never been certified and even though they have never been a probation officer. Is that correct?
They could meet the credentials as a JPO. I would honestly need to verify with the state about the chief. That I'm not sure. I couldn't find anything in the standards other than that they had to be a certified JPO, but I can verify that for you.
Okay.
Just to make sure if you hire somebody and they're not, you don't run into a problem.
Okay. So they, at a minimum, they have to be a certified juvenile probation officer not and, or they have to have all the credentials that would allow them to be certified. Is that correct?
I believe so, but I can verify for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, would you do that for us? But
Yes, I can do that immediately and send y'all an email if that's if that would be okay.
That's just one of the technical things. I'd hate to spend some time interviewing somebody when they're just not technically qualified.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. So that's the main thing.
And since we have at least one that's no longer certified and possibly two, I just thought it was relevant that they'd been certified before. So it would be a matter of them just getting their certification made current, and not, that was different, I thought, from the people who've never been certified as a
now the first couple of resumes that you sent that were sent to me, I took the time to look at them, but the last, there was like 4 or 5 today, or I don't know how many there were that obviously I didn't have a time to look at. So when you have no indication from these folks what their current employment is.
Oh, yes. I mean, they put that down on their resumes and or on the job application.
Okay.
I was making notes.
Well, I see. Because I haven't looked at job applications. I simply looked at resumes. Okay.
Okay. I was just trying to separate out the people that we maybe need to explore further and interview from the people who we don't need to go any further with.
Okay. Pretty bare bones.
Judge Hedke, and again, I can send Judge Hedke all this.
One of them finally came in where we've got the checks and the X's and the question marks and the NAs.
Okay.
So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All 9 would qualify for.
Well, no, all 9 of them filled out the application. I was just trying to see if they had done. We'd asked for an application, a resume, and a transcript. And this
current certification is what we need to be looking at.
Yes.
Is Neva is Susanna Koliba, is she currently certified? Did we?
Yes.
Yes, sir, she is.
And I've updated that.
Okay.
I couldn't tell from her application if she was currently a JPO, certified as JPO.
Okay.
And what's their salary range, folks?
Ms. Schmidt, the salary was look at the announcement. All right, my copy says salary shall not exceed. We were supposed to put in the.
I put my salary in. I'm looking for the actual.
Okay.
Would y'all believe I have no idea what I make?
Do we want to start out with just the people who have 3 X's where they have no prior experience, they've never been certified?
Okay. Let me
I mean, that's up to y'all if y'all want to interview those.
Well, no, what I was hoping to do today was to separate out the people that we need to follow up with the people that we don't need to take any farther.
I agree. I agree with you on that, Judge.
With Amanda de los Santos, she is I mean, has been a teacher since 2014, but she has no juvenile justice experience at all.
Right.
Richard Rios, I know him some. My wife has a very high opinion of him. He's been a teacher, administrator. He's a vice principal now. If Neva came and said that she wanted to work all of next year, and we could maybe hire him to spend a year training and get his certification and figure out what juvenile probation is all about, I would say, man, let's get him in here and do that. But for somebody who's supposed to be, taking over in less than 60 days, he doesn't have any juvenile justice experience either.
Yeah.
But he does have, how long's he been in it? My son-in-law is an assistant high school principal, but they dump all the disciplinary problems on him, so he doesn't get an opportunity to do a whole lot of real administrating, okay?
Well, and that's...
So I don't know what type of administration.
Why they hired Rick Rios. He was an administrator up in Harlandale for a while, and they had some discipline issues a couple of years ago at Floresville. That's the fact of the matter. I don't know if they put it that way, and I think that's why they brought him back to the district as a vice principal, was to try and get some control over some of the.
I'm certainly not belittling what my son-in-law does for a living, and he'd much rather be doing something, I think, other than handling discipline problems, but he's still young. In fact, he's real young. But, word of mouth recommendation about personality and who's responsible and who could be a self-starter and learn is worth a whole bunch to me. But I don't know how much administrative experience he actually has, which is, dealing with paperwork and dealing with numbers and, just conceptualizing how things should be put together and work in a certain way. And of course, I mean, I trust Kate's judgment explicitly, so I wouldn't want to just dump him. If somebody wanted to throw him into the ring, so to speak, with everybody else. But I'll go along with whatever decision y'all make. It's fine. So.
And Ms. Schmidt, what is the minimum period of time it would take to get a juvenile probation certification?
If they have a human services type experience or a master's, they can go immediately to basic. It's a 40-hour training. I will tell you that on-hands experience, regardless, on-hands experience is needed to I guess, really learn the job. But the chief doesn't necessarily have to have a caseload. They just have to be certified.
Well, Rick has a master's in education, and he's been a teacher for 20 years or so.
He's actually been working very closely with us at the JJ as well, which is what struck his interest.
Okay, well, maybe we'll talk to him. Like I said, if we had a year to get him trained and to have a background, he'd be the guy I want to go with right now, in person. Victoria Schneider, she's done a lot of work as counseling. She interned for 6 months. Is it Roy Moss is a juvenile drug and alcohol place. She worked there for a while, but again, she has no juvenile justice background. And Travis Shoemake he's teaching right now. He just started teaching back in August. He has a degree in criminology, and he used to work in Karnes. He worked at Geo for a while. Looks like he was a jailer. So he's had that experience, but he doesn't have any, that was working with, of course, adults. And let me just ask, are we on Amanda de los Santos, Victoria Schneider, and Travis Shoemake, the three who aren't the vice principal, who have no juvenile justice experience? Are we in agreement we don't need to go any further with them?
I would be in agreement with that.
What were the names again, Judge Wilson?
Amanda de los Santos, Victoria Schneider, and Travis Shoemake.
I agree.
Okay. All right. And again, I would be glad to send resumes and stuff if you want me to do that with everyone else. Or the only, the big flag I had on one, David Mills. He was up front that, he quit. He was, 23 years in juvenile probation. He worked his way up to a deputy chief, I think, in Midland County. You'd have to look at his resume and verify that. And he went to the 32nd, and it sounds like it's probably a multi-county juvenile probation district headquartered there in Sweetwater. But he was there 2.5 years, and he said he resigned because he wasn't supported by the staff. And I don't know. I mean, it could be that he was given a full crew of completely toxic people with political protection he couldn't do anything with. But if your relationship is so bad with your staff after 2.5 years that you quit, I don't know it. We need to jump up and give him another chance to be the boss.
Why not? Bill O'Brien's going to get hired to be head coach somewhere before the year's out.
Well, that's true.
No, I don't think we ought to. I'm personally, I'm in favor of interviewing everyone that is technically qualified. But that's my personal preference. I mean, y'all got.
Okay.
I got one vote. Y'all not. But I'm.
And I mean, we could follow up.
We don't have to hire him. I'm just saying. I mean,
He was upfront about not being supported by his staff.
Gentlemen, at any given time, I think I've probably been in situations where my staff probably didn't want to support me too much either sometimes. So I'm laughing about it, but it could be a serious situation. But I'm not. I'm not for not interviewing everybody that is technically qualified. I mean, what we've got down, we've got it down to about 6 people right now.
Dan Collins, Alicia Davis, Susanna Kaliba, David Mills, Melissa Padron, Richard Rios.
Yeah.
I'd say leave him in the draw.
Okay. All right.
I don't know where he lives right now, but Midland's a long ways away from Karnes City, but
It is.
that's okay. He doesn't have to live in Karnes City. He can live in Floresville. Actually, he could live in Midland if he can get to work every day.
Going from one oil boom to the other.
And Alicia Davis lives up in the Metroplex.
Well, that's fine. I mean, they're obviously going to have to get closer to be able to work, but I don't think they can live anywhere they want to live. So,
I mean, in my opinion, if they had interest in applying, then they're going to be willing to, sit down and interview and whatever, and we can tell them, like Judge Ellison said, you can live wherever you want, but you need to be able to get to work and get your job done.
All right. When do we want to try? I assume we're going to do this with Zoom.
I would think we'd have to.
Yeah. So when do we want to try and set interviews up?
What have we had it up for a month? The posting, the listing.
We only had it up for a couple of weeks, I think.
Again, I would like to move sooner than later, so, they can get in and, obviously these people have experience in this, and so it shouldn't be anything new to the folks that have experience in it, but it is an adjustment for someone.
Okay. Starting, say, I'm looking next week. Judge Ellison and I have a 3:00 meeting on the 10th. And on the 7th, 8th, and 9th, the 7th may be too early. On the 8th and 9th, would everyone be available at, say, 3 or 4 o'clock?
What were the dates again?
The 8th and 9th, or the 11th. And are we going to have everyone interview? If we have everyone interview, then I think that we're going to need to post it and do it out as a meeting, and then go into executive session.
I'm available outside of my dockets. Next week I have theoretically on the 8th and 9th, I'll have criminal dockets only, criminal cases only theoretically, but
I'm good on both of those days.
You're bad or good?
I'm good.
I'm good both of those days afternoon.
Yes.
Well, it'd have to be afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
All right, is 3 o'clock too late? Do we want to say 2:30 to give us a little more flexibility? And what my thought was is that because of the 72 hours posting, we need to go ahead and get that posted.
They're going to have to post it by Friday.
Yes, and just go ahead and post those days. And if can't make any interviews happen, we don't have to even have the meeting at all. And we may have to call it, and I can just come online and start the Zoom and say we'll be done at 4 o'clock.
And if we get a good rich turnout for any particular day, like all of them want to be interviewed in one day, then I'll just tell my dockets that I'm not available after 2:30 and leave everybody scrambling. And that's okay with me too.
Okay.
Like I told
Judge,
you.
are you wanting me to post?
Yes, if you would.
You want to post both days just in case we have to?
Yes, I can post both days. Just.
And you said at 2:30?
Yeah.
Yes, and then on Monday, if we need to post something for Friday, we could do that on Friday or even Tuesday. And
what do you want the post to actually say?
I think a meeting after we tabled, we can go ahead and put that on there. So there's a shorter deadline for the county attorneys, and then just consider and take action on hiring a new chief and interview candidates for new chief juvenile probation officer.
Convene into executive section.
Yes, and let's say we need the executive session language for personnel.
I have it.
So we're going to contact for further follow-up everybody in Judge Wilson's spreadsheet except the bottom two. Is that right?
And Amanda De Los Santos.
And Amanda De Los Santos, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I see.
Okay. What day are we talking again? Where I can.
Tuesday and Wednesday at 2:30.
Wednesday at 2:30?
Tuesday and Wednesday both. Tentatively, I mean, if we find out nobody's available Tuesday or Wednesday before Friday, we can cancel one of them. And what, an hour for each one?
We're going to go way into the night.
Well, if you do 3 and 3, Dickie, if you did 3 on December 8th and 3 on December 9th, and you split it up to where you'd be out at 5:30, if they went that long.
Like I said, if some people aren't available, we could come back on Friday but that wouldn't have to be posted until next week.
Yeah.
Judge, how will this go? Will I sign off and then somebody text me when to come back on, or do I even need to come back on when you go into executive session?
Yes, I think what will have to happen is you wouldn't need to sign off. Whoever is the host can just move people to the waiting room.
Okay.
You can go back to the waiting room, yes.
Okay.
And I'm looking at live on YouTube. You can stop the live stream.
Correct. The max salary is $86,569.44.
All right. Anything else we need to work on? And do you want me to go ahead and send all the paperwork I have on those folks to Judge Hedke and Judge Jackson?
Please.
Yes, if you don't mind.
Okay. I will do that. And Ms. Schmidt, is that something that you could contact? If I sent you the resumes, could you make the calls to try and get the appointments
Just set them up? Sure.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, all right. I will send you copies of that also.
Do you want them an hour apart? You want 2:30, 3:30, 4:30?
If we're going to actually try and interview for an hour, I think we're going to need some time to open the meeting up. So maybe 2:40, 3:30, no, 2:40, 3:50. What do y'all think? We're going to give them an hour. We need to be able to come back
Yes.
out of executive session.
I don't know how much they'll have to say. Will they?
Or we can just tell them all show up at the same time and we're just going to talk to you in executive session one at a time.
That'd be fine.
You could do that, yeah.
Okay.
That's the easiest way.
Can't make it early. Tell them to get on before we shut it down.
Yeah.
So I'll just explain that to them that it will be, who's going to do the invite? Will,
I'll get
Jennifer?
Office to Jennifer or Lori to set the meeting, both the meetings, and get that to you so that you can send them the links.
Okay.
All right. And as far as background checks and calling references and stuff, I think we'd wait until we interview before we do that to see. Okay. All right. Anything else?
That's all I see on here, Judge.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All right. All in favor? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. I will get those resumes and things emailed off in just a moment, and I will ask Lori or Miss Poppy to get these meetings set for next week.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Judge
Thank you,
Wilson.
Thank you.
Judge
Yes,
Wilson,
ma'am.
can you hold on real quick?
Yes.
There was actually a new, I mean, I know he's not available, I don't think. There was actually a new item. It was regarding the accounts, but I don't believe Mr. Dupnick's on.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's not.
I mean, do you want me to set that on the next one, or do you want to wait until the next?
I know that he has updates available for us, and
Okay, so put that on the next one too?
if we want to, I don't think it will take him long to explain what his updates are.
He had texted me just a few minutes ago and I said, "Are you joining the meeting?" And I think he got confused. And I don't think he's logged on. So.
All right, well, I know there was discussion about what, okay. All right. Is that something that we need to put on, or is that something that can wait? Judge Hedke?
On my end, it can wait because it's figured out. I don't believe it's anything that's holding anything up anymore.
All right, so we want to just leave that.
We can even push that into next year. That's fine. Just, Judge Hedke, were you, Mr. Dubnik sent Judge Wilson and I some information about presenting whatever he had discovered or wrapped up to y'all this week. Has that been done?
He did Monday in Commissioner's Court.
And are you satisfied with what was presented to you?
Extremely.
I'm the only one that's been left out of this.
What I meant this is I didn't mean were you happy. I just wanted to make sure that it made sense to you, because if you say it does, then we can get our report from him at a later time. That's fine.
It's a good thing.
Okay.
Can I be included?
About what?
The report.
Of course, Judge Jackson. You get invited to everything. I'm the one that has to throw rocks at people to get invited to things. Okay?
I didn't think you'd bring that up.
Well, why not? It hurts my feelings.
That's between you and Judge Hurley.
And Miss Poppy goes, "Hey, you gonna be ready for that meeting next week?" And I said, "What meeting?" And she goes, "You don't know about it?" I said, "I have no idea what you're talking about." I said, "You got an invitation." She goes back and she goes, "Oh no, you're not invited." So
hey, Lynn, I just want you to know that Dickie and I sharp sticked Hurley today for you.
It's all right. We're good. We just I think that anyway. That's all right. We're good. Anyway.
Okay then.
All right.
We are adjourned.
But Judge Jackson definitely needs to be in on that too. So
Yes.
I mean, what I'm saying is have Mr. Dupnick present to us what he presented to the Karnes Commissioners Court next month or something like that, to present it to the juvenile board is what I'm saying when I said later.
Right.
So Judge Jackson, we'll make sure you're there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, I'll see y'all next Wednesday.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Y'all take care. Thank you, Ms. Schmidt. Y'all have a good day.